Whoa! Yo, what is going on, everybody? This is the State of the Scene. State of the Scene, October 2025. This is your monthly metal meltdown, the ultimate gathering of the most important metal news and notes in all the metal universe, okay? The heaviest show in the universe. It's the ultimate roundup in the universe. We got a lot to get into today, okay? First off, we're going to remember some of our fallen heroes, all right? We got to remember some of our fallen heroes. Sam Rivers, bassist for Limp Bizkit. Marcie Free, vocalist for a few glam metal bands back in the day. Actually, I didn't even know who she was until I started doing research for this, but we're going to pay her some respect. And Ace Frehley, the man, the myth, the legend. We've lost so many legends this year. You know what I mean? It's been like non-freaking stop. Ozzy, Ace, Sam Rivers. Man, it doesn't end. I could go on and on. But in October alone, lost those. And then we're going to move on to some band drama because who doesn't love band drama? Okay, we've got members leaving My Dying Bride, which is crazy. We've got Ripped to Shreds, this grindcore band, talking about how they stepped down off this tour because some other band played with some Nazis or something. We're going to get into that. Hopefully I don't get taken off the air for saying Nazi. And we got Cannabis Corpse calling it quits. It's so sad. This is devastating. I don't know how anyone will recover from this. Where am I going to get my weed-themed death metal? I guess I'm going to have to put up with my acid trip death metal that I get from Blood Incantation. Sad, but way she goes. Album releases, we got Trivium tomorrow. We've got Primitive Man coming out tomorrow, but those are the big ones. But before that, this month we had Sanguis Sugabog, Testament, Coroner, Soulfly, and we had a couple more underground releases that I'm going to get into that are actually so sick that I can't wait to share with you guys. And then there's tour time. It's tour time. We got Iron Maiden announcing huge tours. Rush is adding dates to their tours. Soulfly announcing new tours. Motionless and White announcing new tours. And we got the Sick New World Tour, which is this giant, if you haven't heard of it, this giant new metal festival that was canceled earlier this year, announcing new tours. We're going to get into that. And then lastly, we're going to discuss the current trends in metal. The new metal revival mostly, and how Gen Z is embracing that culture. Gen Z and Gen Alpha are embracing that culture. So let's get into it. Without further ado, Kane Irvine, this guy is based. Thank you, me. Very, hey, listen, if you don't love yourself, who else is going to love you, right? All right. So Marcie Free, get into this here. Wow, my audio's been off this whole time. Well, hopefully it's just my mom watching. Because then, she'll be my fan either way because my audio was off the whole time. That sucks. Oh, man, dude, I was saying the funniest things. Man, you guys would have been laughing. You guys would have been laughing if you heard all the shit I was saying. Anyway. The Big Daddy Ace. Mistakenly in my Dimebag video, I kept calling him Ace Frehley. Ace Frehley, my bad, to that video that I made 3 years ago. This is devastating. The guy fell in his studio, and it led to complications of his death. Can we get a break? Can we get a break this year? I feel like every which way we turn is like someone's kicking the bucket, man. This guy, look, Kiss isn't the most challenging, intuitive, progressive band of all time in rock. But Ace, man, his biggest thing was his inspiration to Dimebag. Honestly, in my opinion, I think that's his biggest contribution to metal. I don't think without Ace, we would never have had Dimebag. Dimebag talked about that so much. How big this guy was in bringing him to rock, to bringing him to metal, inspiring all the crazy dive bombs and whammy bar stuff. Dimebag said he got that from the interesting stuff that Ace was doing. So thank you, Ace. R.I.P., brother. Big ups. We also had another Ace pass away this month. Ace Fincham. Let's move this chat box up. Tiger Tails drummer. R.I.P. I've never heard of these guys either. It just came up in my research. Figured I'd give the guy a shout out. R.I.P., buddy. Okay, so let's move right along. Let's move right along to the band drama, okay? Let's move on to the band drama. Who loves band drama? Who loves band drama? Spam the chat if you're up for some band drama. Throw flames in the chat. Okay, I want to start off with this. This is Ripped to Shreds. Have any of you guys ever heard of this band, Ripped to Shreds? They slammed the band master for playing a festival featuring neo-Nazis and cancel a planned show together. They were so angry about this that we can't play with these guys. This is devastating. We gotta quit. Ripped to Shreds have taken a stand against death metal outfit Master, citing a recent festival Master performed at that featured National Socialist black metal bands. How could you share a stage with these people? Even though they were playing the band in question, the NSBM band, played on October 3rd. Master performed on October 5th. I couldn't find Master responding to any of this stuff. Right? They haven't released a statement or anything like that. So, I don't know. But Ripped to Shreds were set to perform with them, and they just outright canceled their tour and then left their booking agency for booking them with this band. Dude, Master, the death metal band that they refused to play with, they're just trying to make some cash, man. I highly doubt that they're an NSBM band. You know, whatever. You get booked to things. You just got to make that cash. You just try to make some money. Yet, Rip to Shreds said, we don't like making money. Let's see what they said. Let's see their press release. Refusing to play with a neo band like Argo Slent that glorifies slavery is the lowest possible bar, and Masters still failed it, so we're withdrawing from Friday's show. And we are also dropping our booking agency as well. I don't know, man. These guys sound like losers. This guy comes up to you and says, I refuse to play with your band. What are you doing? Are you apologizing profusely and begging for him to play with your band? Or are you saying, okay, bro, peace? I don't know. This pretty intimidating guy right here. Anyway, let's move along. Cannabis Corpse. They called it quits. Okay, I'm not going to lie. When I first came across this article, I thought it said Cannibal Corpse have called it quits. And at first I was so surprised, because I would have never thought in my wildest dreams that Cannibal Corpse would be retiring anytime soon. But I thought to myself, you know what? It's understandable. Like, what else can these guys do? You know what I mean? They've done everything. They're probably the greatest death metal band of all time. Millions of adoring fans. But alas, it was Cannabis Corpse have called it quits. Where will I get my weed-themed music? Where will I get my weed-themed death metal now? My life will never be the same. I've never listened to Cannabis Corpse. Honestly, I've never listened to Cannabis Corpse. If I wanted drug-infused, drug-tinged, acid trip death metal, I just listen to Blood Incantation. But these guys are pretty funny, I guess. I guess it's pretty funny. I like the jokiness of it. Maybe I'll go listen to them after this. Thanks for all the weed death metal, man. You guys deserve it. You guys deserve all the credit. All right, moving along. My Dying Bride have parted ways with longtime vocalist Aaron Stainthrower. This is actually pretty surprising. If you pull up My Dying Bride, he is the original founding member. Let's go timeline of members right here. Look at this. Right up here. He's been there the whole time. Now, I haven't been able to figure out why they parted ways. But it's very surprising. They came out and made a statement that they're parting with him. They didn't say why, like I said, but they also said we're not in hiatus. We're working on new material and stuff. My Dying Bride is here, I should actually probably throw on some music in the background here. Speaking of that, let's throw on some music in the background. Turn that down a little bit. All right. Okay. This is very sad because My Dying Bride... sorry, this is Primitive Man I had pulled up. I was jamming those guys. My Dying Bride is one of the all-time doom metal bands. And Aaron's vocals are quintessential to doom metal's vibe, doom metal's make. It's I have no idea how these guys are going to sound going forward. But I mean, they're all talented musicians. They're smart. They don't make crappy music, so I'm pretty confident they'll find a good vocalist to replace him. They'll find the appropriate guy to replace him. But I don't know. It's gonna be weird. It's gonna be super weird. Let me know down below what your favorite My Dying Bride album is. Spam the chat with your favorite My Dying Bride album. Moving right along. We're getting into album reviews. Okay? Let's get into album reviews here. Yes, we're going to go over a few. And there's a few more underground stuff that I would like to bring to light that I jammed a little bit this month. But first and foremost, everyone's talking about Parabellum. Everyone is glazing this album. Glazing. I can't get into Testament. I've never been able to get into Testament. I don't know why. I do not know why. Please tell me in the chat. Chat, what is it about this album that's so good? What is it about Testament that's so good? What makes them so much better than the other Bay Area bands? Violence. Exodus. I mean, Exodus is the same thing. I think Exodus is better than Testament. But to me, it's like this is the same thrash they've been playing for years. Thrash in general is hit and miss for me. Like the thing with thrash is that at its peak and at its core, it's the baseline of all modern metal, in my opinion. When thrash came out, it now formed the basis for 90% of metal going forward. Okay? Now, it's hard to build on that. It's hard to build on what the 80s bands did. It's hard to... Sure, The Legacy is an all-time album. But even when I listen to The Legacy, maybe it's Chuck Billy's vocals. You know? Maybe it's Chuck Billy's vocals where I just... It's something about them. I don't know. They're boring. They're freaking boring. So anyway, just tell me why I should listen to this album down below. Okay? Convince me that this album is good. Because in my opinion, there's a better thrash metal album that was released this month. Where is it? Coroner. These guys are way better than Testament. Way better than Testament. But even these guys, when their first new track was released, the single, where is it down here? Can't remember what it was called. Renewal was their first song in more than 30 years. When they released this, I was excited. I listened to it, but even that, I was like, man, this is just... Like, you take a 30-year break, and then you come out with just thrash. There are bands doing thrash better than these old guys. Havoc does thrash better than these guys. The new Warbringer album is better than probably the New Testament album. It's still better than this. But this is better than the Testament album. This is better than the Testament album. For sure. Yeah, I don't know, man. Just the old thrash bands, other than the obvious ones, they just stop trying to make thrash. Thrash is played out. Thrash is done. It's over. Okay, no, it's not true. That's not true. Thrash can still slap, but I don't know. I just feel like these guys have lost it. I don't want to waste my time listening to the New Testament album, but if someone can convince me to do it, I'll do it. Let's move on. Because, of course, Sanguisugabog released a new album this month, and it was fucking awesome. Dude, this has been... The tracks, they come on my daily mix when I'm smashing weights. These guys... Death metal is in such a good place. Especially when compared to thrash, in my opinion. Death metal's in a much better place. You've got Sanguisugabog, you've got Undeath, you've got Hath, you've got Revocation, you've got the new Rivers of Nile album was good. The sound was different, and it took a while to grow on me, and at first I thought it was crap, but it grew on me, and I think they did a very good job. Death metal's in such a better place. Blood Incantation. Death metal's in such a better place than thrash is. And the only old death metal band that I can think of that's like just trying to stay relevant is Cannibal Corpse. And they release the same album every single time. And it's fine because it's Cannibal Corpse. They just get away with it. It's like Slayer. Slayer released the same album every single time, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's freaking Slayer. I don't care. Just give me Slayer. It's awesome." It's the same thing with Cannibal Corpse. Cannibal Corpse just release the same album all the time, and people love it. Other than that, you have bands that are really coming out, trying new things with these albums and pushing the genre a little bit further each time. Which leads me to... Well, I don't want to talk about Primitive Man just yet. I probably should have talked about them right off the bat after we were done with My Dying Bride, as they kind of cover the same... they're kind of in the same vein. But I want to talk about... where is it here? Gruesome and Macabre by Grave Ghoul. Alright? Let's see. Grave Ghoul. Let's throw this up. Pause this. I'm not going to get a copyright strike for this, for sure. These guys release a new album tomorrow, or is this their first release? Because I just heard about these guys, Ghouls from the Grave 2024. Okay, so no, this isn't their first release, but it's a new album by them, and it's pretty awesome. Some sick fuego old school death metal. Dude, it's like these guys, Fulci, you know, Hath, Undeath. Dude, death metal's sick right now. Okay, and so we gotta check out this album. You guys gotta check out this album tomorrow for sure. Connor, what's going on, big dog? Thanks for being here, man. We're checking out new album releases from October. These guys, their new album comes out tomorrow. Old school death metal is fucking sick. Okay, but even better than this, is the band Blindfolded and Led into the Woods. Now, I've never heard about this band until I did research for this show. The hardest thing about being God is that no one believes me. This album might be the best release in October. Track 2. This is the best album released in October. Okay? Maybe if it's not this, then it's Primitive Man. Yeah. What other bands from New Zealand and Australia? Who were you thinking of in particular? Oh, Periphery. Oh, there's like, I guess there's Alien Weaponry. They're from New Zealand. But yeah, so in my opinion, this is the best album released in October. But if it's not this, it's the new Primitive Man album that comes out tomorrow. Let's see, do they have any of the signals up here? I don't think I'll get copyright restricted for this. Yeah, I wish Alien Weaponry would release another new album. Their last one was good, but nothing beat their album from, I think it was 2018. This is actually just the sound of shoes. That's the whole song. So this album comes out tomorrow. This is actually right up your alley, Connor. This ambient, scratchy, banging stuff. But then, of course, also, Trivium releases new music tomorrow. Can't play that here because I'll definitely get the copyright strike for that. Sadly. What can you do? There we go. This would be in like Silent Hill. But yeah. Primitive Man, fucks. And so I think that's all I want to highlight for albums for October. Yes. Let's check the releases for tomorrow. What else? What else did I want to highlight here? Trivium. I mean, I guess Five Finger Death Punch released a compilation album this month. Oh yes, Despised Icon. Despised Icon released a new album tomorrow. Don't want to sleep on that. But other than that, I covered the most important stuff, and I think. Close all these. What was y'all's favorite album from October? And are you stoked for the new stuff coming out tomorrow from Grave Ghoul, Trivium, or Primitive Man? Oh, you know what? I forgot about Soulfly. How can I forget about Soulfly? Good thing I had this queued up. Soulfly released new music. Hopefully, I don't get the copyright for this. The copyright strike for this. Highlight Burzum. Never highlight Burzum. Okay, brother. Take her easy. Never been a huge fan of Soulfly. If I can get into it, Max Cavalera's a legend. But yes, don't sleep on this album either. Chama, Soulfly. Okay, now I'm definitely sure that I've covered all I wanted to for October. Now we want to get into tours. Because there was a bunch of tours. Announced this month. Number one. The Run for Your Lives World Tour. Right? Who's stoked for this? Throw it in the chat how stoked you are for the Run for Your Lives World Tour. This is going to be easily the biggest metal tour of 2026. So what I don't know is... Well, yeah, I'll get to that in a second. But look at these dates. Look at this. Absolutely wild. Absolutely wild. This is just in 2025 to end the year. I guess it's been going on, right? But they announced all these 2026 concerts. 2026 tours. Sadly, they are not coming to Vancouver, it looks like. They're going to go to Toronto and Montreal, and they're going to skip Vancouver. Which is more and more becoming the case, it seems. Big bands don't want to come here. Metallica didn't come here on their tour. We had to go to Edmonton to see them. Right? Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. I'm not flying to Toronto. I'm not flying to Montreal to go see these. I don't know. Are you guys going to go to this tour? Comment in the chat if you guys are going to this tour and let me know which date, and I will be incredibly jealous. But they're going with Megadeth and they're going with Anthrax. Which is weird because Megadeth just announced 2026 headlining dates for a farewell tour. So I guess they're going to mix in between that and the Run for Your Lives World Tour. I am definitely not missing Megadeth. I really hope they're coming to my area, because I got to see Megadeth one more time before they retire. How crazy is he's going to cover Ride the Lightning on the new album? That gets me so excited. We got the Sick New World tour coming back after it was canceled. In 2025. Those 2 dates were canceled. If you want to know more, check out my video on it. But yeah, 2 2026 shows with all of these bands. I don't know how this is going to happen. There's 2 shows with all of these bands. So, one show, all of these. Every band plays one song. I don't know that for sure. But that's what I mean, how else is it going to be? Like, look at this lineup. System of a Down, Deftones, Slayer's coming back, Evanescence, Ministry, AFI, Marilyn Manson, Down, Coal Chamber, The Prodigy, Static X, Knock Loose, like POD. It's a pretty sick lineup. Power Trip. Oh, crazy. It's a pretty sick lineup. Oh, Deaf Heaven. Who Wants Smoke? That's a great band name. I never heard of those guys. It's a pretty sick lineup, but it's 2 shows. How are you going to fit all of this in 2 shows? Both shows have different lineups, all of which you can find below. I guess you have to go to like different stages to see all the different bands. Like, how's everyone supposed to see all these? No idea how this is supposed to work. But I don't know. The lineup is sick. Lineup's definitely sick. And end off the tour announcements for October, we had Rush adding 11 new dates to their 2026 reunion tour. And how long can these guys go? I'm surprised they don't end in Toronto. They play 4 shows in Toronto, 4 shows in New York, 4 shows in Chicago. Wild. But yeah. Who's going to see Rush? Would you rather go see Rush, Iron Maiden with Megadeth and Anthrax, Megadeth, or the Sick New World Tour with all those? Okay, so our last coverage of the night is going to be about the current trends in the space. And we've got what I've noticed, and let me know if you've noticed this too. The 2000s vibe is coming back, right? People are wearing the loose fit clothing. People are wearing like those jeans, like, and a little bit of ripped jeans, a little bit of the frosted tips are coming back. I did that when I was a kid. I loved the frosted tips, right? That's coming back, and I think the biggest thing is that nu metal is coming back into style because of its aesthetic, because of everything that it brings. It's being embraced by Gen Z in particular and some of the older Gen Alpha kids. And I think this article right here really, really explains it well. It's a time where, you know, young kids are always going through stuff, but I feel like the millennial and Gen X generations, they didn't really struggle with changing times the way that Gen Z and Gen Alpha are, or even the way the boomers did, or anything like that. And it's because of this that I think they're really embracing nu metal. Nu metal brings angst. It brings a depth of emotion that really speaks to people, really speaks to the kids. Like, kids can really embrace like things that pop music isn't always going to be doing for them, right? And of course the fashion, like I mentioned earlier, the fashion of nu metal really is the epitome of that early 2000s, late 90s fashion. Nu metal embraced that. And that's coming back. You know, my wife mentioned to me the other day, she's like, she noticed it too. She goes, "Oh, have you noticed that all these like early 2000s aesthetic clothing's coming back in?" I don't know if I will partake in that too much. But yeah, I mean, you got Linkin Park coming back. Limp Bizkit played shows. Slipknot's still huge. Slipknot will always be huge. Right? And I think the biggest thing about nu metal coming back is like hip hop's huge. Hip hop will always be huge. And, you know, when you have a genre like metal that combines hip hop, makes it a bit heavier, makes it a bit, you know, more dense in sound, makes it a bit more emotionally available, man, people are going to pick that up. So yeah, I mean, that's what I'm noticing is that, and then eventually the best part about this is that 80% of the time when you get into metal through new metal or whatever it is, it's going to lead you down that road. It's like what's it called? Gateway metal, right? It's gateway metal. Hold up. Speaking of gateway metal, I forgot to put my background music on. It's like gateway metal. And this is how the scene grows. I know a lot of people have their issues with issues with new metal. They have their issues with metalcore, and those are all, that's fair enough. But these are gateway genres. It's very rare that people start off listening to death metal. Like someone just puts on Cannibal Corpse and they're like, no way, this is sick. That doesn't really happen. Before someone showed me Angel of Death and it changed my life, I had to go there slowly. Like I said, when I was a kid, I was listening to Limp Bizkit. When I was a kid, I was listening to Godsmack. I was listening to Nickelback and things like that. And eventually, I made my way to that stuff. And even the first time I heard Cannibal Corpse, it just was absolutely not happening. It takes a while to get there. And so hearing that Gen Z and the older kids of Gen Alpha are embracing new metal is very exciting to me. Metal will never die. Metal's growing. Metal will always be growing. No matter what. Just because it's not in the mainstream, just because it's not on the radio all the time, you have to search for it, you have to find it. In my opinion, that's what makes it so special. So to see new metal being revived, to see new metal being embraced by the younger generation, I'm okay with that. And I mean that, and it goes to show, like, that Sick New World Tour, that would have never happened 10 years ago. But now look, it's a giant, basically new metal festival. Not everything's new metal, but it's basically new metal festival. And there we are. That's your monthly roundup, everybody. That's your monthly roundup of the metal scene. Your monthly roundup of the ultimate place every single month. 30th, 31st, end of the month, we're going to round up all the biggest news, all the biggest events that happened in metal this month, and we're going to go over it in this hour time slot. And if you missed anything, you'll be able to gather it all here. You'll never miss a tour announcement. You'll never miss an album release. You'll never miss, the important band drama, right? You'll know who died, sadly. You're gonna know what bands broke up, all that kind of stuff, okay? That's what we're gonna do here. Every 30th, 31st, end of every month, we're gonna do this. So thank you so much for joining in this time. And in the chat, post your favorite album from October and post your favorite piece of drama from October as well. And get ready, because November is going to be just as sick as this month. All right.